Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Zenaton, and welcome to today's video for Legends of Runeterra. Today, what are we going to be playing? We're going to be playing a deck that has actually been picking up a lot of steam recently. It's a deck I really like to play, and in my opinion, one of the hardest decks in the game to play that's still actually a decent deck. We're talking about Echo Zillion. So why is Echo Zillion doing so well? And why is it so, well, and more importantly, why is it getting more popular? Well, first off, a lot of people who are playing it and doing well with it are just good players. And it has a good matchup into Yordle and Arm decks. Basically, Hexite Crystal is really good in those decks. So in other words, if you think you're running into a lot of matchups where Hexite Crystal is great, Yordle and Arms is, sorry, not Yordle and Arms, Echo Zillion is good. And the deck is also just fun, and I really like it. And as long as you dodge, I'd say decks that have a lot of removal, you're fine. Like, I don't know, Tri-Beam decks, there's a lot of argument, but I think you're a little unfavored against Tri-Beam. Shadow Isles control is a little tough, I would say. Like, Vengeance is scary. Ruination is scary. But for more low-to-the-ground decks, mid-rangey decks, I'd say you're pretty decent against them. And even burn decks. Like, burn decks, you can, as long as you don't get too unlucky and they draw, like, triple Decimate, triple Fervor or something, you can end the game quickly, too, thanks to Absolver and a little bit of your own burn and some rallies. Other things you probably don't want to see, though, I don't know, like, Darkness, but you don't really see Darkness. I think you're really good against the ambush decks, the Victor piles too, because we get to play Quicksand as well. But yeah, let's go and check out the deck though. I think it's pretty good, so let's go and check it out. Okay, so welcome to the deck. First things first. If you've never seen Echo Zillion, never seen anyone play it, and play it well, most importantly, you might not understand really how this deck works. The game plan is, in the early game, we're just trying to predict every single round. Maybe take a round off or so to get a really good turn, but we really just want to predict every round. And the reason for that is we want to level up Echo by turn 4. Or turn 5 if we're attacking on odds. So we'll attack with Echo on 5. You might say like, okay, so we'll do that. We'll just play like, I don't know, like turn 1, Ancient Prep, turn 2, Chronomancer, turn 3, second Chronomancer, turn 4, or maybe turn 3 or whatever, Feral Prescience or a Scrying Sands, and that's 4 predicts for our Echo. And then you might say like, well, what if your opponent kills Echo? That's fine. The first Echo is not really meant to actually live. The first Echo in this deck is literally, I shouldn't say this like literally, but the main job of Echo, the first Echo, is to activate the cards that need a champion to level to actually become a real card. So in those cases, for this deck, that is Absolver and Voice of the Risen. And those are actual win cons. Voice of the Risen makes our board just really annoying and big, and they have to actually block. You should know how Absolver works by now because of things like Sivir. And then you find, and then also, since one of your, what is it, an Avir? Echo, when Echo levels up, he shuffles in the Chrono Breaks, so then you'll attack in with, say, like a Voice on the board, and then your opponent's like, okay, that's whatever, I'll just block, and your opponent, and it's like, okay, my opponent traded away their board for my board, and they completely wipe my board. Chrono Break. Do it all again, and then kill them, maybe put them down to really low health, and then burn them out with, say, like Mystic Shots or something. And then, of course, second Echo. Second Echo is huge because they might be running low on removal after dealing with the other units on the board, maybe the Voice, and then they might not have removal for second Echo, or it might be time to use Absolver on the second Echo too. And then you'll get the 0 mana time trick, get some value off of that, and just go crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much the overall game plan, and pretty much all the cards in this deck are working towards that game plan or trying to disrupt our opponent's disruption. like counter spells. So yeah, we'll just go through the deck really quick, talk about all the cards, and talk about some potential cards you can play in this deck that are not in the current list. If you ask me, this is my favorite list out there. This is not my personal list. I honestly can't remember who exactly I got it from, but it's a good list in my opinion. But we'll talk about some stuff you can change. 3 Feral Oppressions first. Just too good. I know some people like to cut this down to 2. I think 3 is just too good to keep in the deck. Turn 1 Feral Prescience is just so nice. Burst Speed, trying to find a drop border is good too. Burst Speed, trying to give you a Hexite Crystal is good. And just a 0 mana predict to make your next draw really, really good is also pretty solid. Ancient Prep, just more predicts, and it leaves behind a body too to get buffed by voice. 3 drop borders, some people like to go down to 2. This is actually a card you never want to see drawn. If you ever draw a drop border, I want to say, like, if you draw 1 drop border, your win rate probably decreases by maybe like 5, even 10%. And if you draw 2 drop borders, well, honestly, if you ask me, you might as well just surrender there. But the value out of hitting a drop border from a predict is huge. The upside is huge. We're taking that risk. So yeah, 3 drop borders, but you could definitely go down to 2. 3 cats, 3 fallen felines. Not actually a card you keep sometimes in some matchups. You might be like, oh, 1 mana 2/1. Shouldn't you almost always keep it? Some matchups, in other words, matchups where the Hexite Crystal's not that good, you might throw away the cat. The reason why is the cat does not have predict, and you want to get your predicts out early. If you do keep the cat, though, in your opener, that means either you really think you need the Hexite early, or you already have a good, solid hand that has some solid predicts. Like, I don't know, like Feral Prescience, Fallen Feline, a Chronomancer, and then say, like, you have, I don't know, Rite of Negation or Voice. You'll keep everything except mulligan the Voice or something, right? But yeah, and then next up, 3 Scrying Sands, just another cheap predict here. Also, kind of an upside is, even though this deck's been around for a while, it never really got too popular. A lot of people don't, for some reason, play around Scrying Sands. But mostly just here for the predict. 3 Chronomancers, again, like a lot of other cards, mostly just here for the predict. But it's a solid body to bring back with Chrono Break, and it gets buffed by Voice, so pretty nice. 2 Mystic Shots. 3rd Mystic Shot is a card that gets taken out of this deck sometimes, but you can put it back in if you want. But I'd say the 3rd Mystic Shot is definitely a flex spot for something like the 2nd Rite of Negation, which is also a flex spot. The Quicksands are also flex spots too. But I like this list that plays only 2. Other cards you can play in the 2 mana slot are Ruinous Path. Ruinous Path is very skill testing though in this deck. But there are some cute things you can do with Ruinous Path that you can't do with Mystic Shot. For example, you can use a predict card like a Chronomancer or a Feral Prescience and then play the Ruinous Path and draw the card, and it can be very, very game winning. For example, you could predict a Chrono Break and then use Ruinous Path to draw the Chrono Break and cast it and rally and win. I personally like Mystic Shot because I'm dumb and it's much easier to just use. And the bigger reason and the real reason is it can hit units and kill scary things. Like Akshan, actually. 2 Absolvers. Some decks like to play 3 Absolvers. I like 2 Absolvers. I will say this, with only 2 Absolvers though, you kind of are going to struggle to actually use one defensively. They're kind of your win cons or a win con, so you kind of really don't want to use it defensively or for a favorable trade or something, but sometimes you got to. If you play 3, then you can be a little more loose with your Absolvers, but with only 2, you got to really think a lot with them, but I like 2 for now. 3 Time Tricks. Card's great. It's a predict, and it cycles, so we're playing 3. Zillion, a big mistake I've seen a lot of people make with Zillion is they try to actually level them up. Though you should just look at Zillion in this deck as a more copies of Chronomancer, basically, but a 2 mana 1/4 with predict that shuffles in 4 time bombs. That's pretty much all you should look at Zillion as. Of course, you're gonna be like, what about the champ spell? Don't. His champ spell's garbage. He probably has one of the worst champ spells out of all champions, if not the worst. But yeah, Zilean is mostly here as a 1/4 with predict. I'd say like maybe 1 out of like 12, maybe 15 games he'll level up, and it's nice. And bad opponents will waste their removal on Zilean, especially after you play the first time bomb. But honestly, you should be happy if your opponent's wasting removal on Zilean, because that means less removals going toward voices or echoes. But yeah, if you can go for a Zilean level up, I'd say like maybe go for it. Judge the scenario you're in, the deck you're against, and how likely you think Zilean will level up. Because the leveled up Zilean is really strong. But honestly, just treat him as a 2-man 1/4 would predict. And then, of course, in some matchups, the time bombs are actually important. And since the time bomb can go and hit Nexus, the little extra chip damage is meaningful. Couple of quicksands. This is a flex spot. Some people play 0, 1, 2, or even 3. I like 2 at the current moment, mostly because of the ambush decks, the Victor decks. Ambush or quicksand just feels so good when you use it against an ambush player. They're like, oh, I'm going to play my ambush on my Victor or my ballistic bot. And you're like, okay, I'm going to quicksand it and block it with my leveled up Echo, kill the unit, and get a free time trick. So, yeah, I like 2. Couple of Station Archivists, just a little extra late game, finds you some burn, like more Mystic shots. Hitting Chrono Breaks can be game-winning with it, so I like it as a 2 of. 3 is a thing you can try, but in my opinion, 3 is a little greedy and a little clunky. But you can definitely try it if you want 3. 3 Echoes, of course. Kind of need to play 3 Echoes. He's pretty much the main game plan. Couple of Rite of Negations. You can definitely go down to 1, but I would say 1 is the minimum, and you have to play at least 1. I like 2 at the moment because I just like it for the current meta. And Triple Voice, I'd say you should always play 3 voices because this is a win con, and you want to play 3 of them. Another card that you are not seeing in this version that I really like that some other decks are playing, Hourglass, Ancient Hourglass. I'd like to fit at least 1 in the deck. If you ask me what I would cut for Hourglass, probably Rite. I feel like Rite is just a little bit better than Hourglass, but you could definitely maybe cut something else for an Hourglass, like a Quicksand, but I'd rather play a second Quicksand over a 1 of Hourglass. But if you want to try Hourglass, go ahead. Anyway, though, we're rambling, but I kind of wanted to ramble a lot with this deck because this is a very tough to play deck. There's a lot of intricacies here. So I felt like I needed to talk about them. Anyway, though, I feel like you should at least get the gist of this deck. Let's go and see the deck in action and play a couple of games. I don't even know what this deck is. Is it a Papercraft deck? I'm going to keep this. Scrying Sands is really nice against Akshan, but what am I playing against? I might have to kind of waste a predict here too with the Scrying Sands. Play Cat on 1. Well, nope, never mind. I can actually sequence my turns a little bit better here. Yeah, but I don't know what my opponent's playing. Got Treasure Seeker here or something. Drop Borders? Nice. There's my Echo. So yeah, I'm trying to think, like, I've seen Akshan Zilean before, but not whatever my opponent's playing. So I'm trying to think, like, what is the Bandle City here for?
If it's made of sand, I can
That's fine. We'll just... yeah, we'll just do that. Wow, what a nice hit. I'm actually not a fan of these predicts, so I might just predict again with Scrying Sands, depending on what they do here. We'll take Scrying Sands, though, if I don't Scrying Sands, having a second Scrying Sands would be nice. There's no way they trade here, though. I'd be very surprised if they trade. But yeah, I want that second Scrying Sands for my Echo. I assume they're just going to leave that. Yeah, they're just going to leave that there for my, or for their Renekton. And we're just going to send in these boys. Just an extra nice 2-chip damage there. Kind of surprised they're blocking, in all honesty. That's whatever. And we'll just do this mostly for the predict. Oh, nice. Absolver is sweet. And now we can play Echo next turn. Unless they have another Rockhopper. I don't know, though. I'm a little worried. I'm still just trying to figure out, like, what are you playing, opponent? I just don't know. I'm like, why Bandle? Maybe it's a mono Shurima? And they're splashing Bandle for something, but... What? Papercraft? Okay, so they're not splashing Bandle. Or else... That's a terrible thing to splash for. And they're probably not playing... Is there a 1-mana card I should be afraid of here? I don't think so. But yeah, Echo with Quicksand up. Echo with Scrying Sands is going to be really nice here.
Quick hands make quick work.
Treasure Seekers, whatever.
Never had luck, never needed it. Easy to say with that Z drive of yours.
Shurima and Bandle City don't really have good removal here. Even double Pokestick's not enough. Merciless Hunter? I mean, I can stop Merciless Hunter. I've got Scrying Sands. Scrying Sands would stop Merciless Hunter.
Careful.
If this is all they're doing, what is that? Exhaust. Okay, we're definitely going to play a... This is such an easy Scrying Sands here. Oh, voice. Huge. But yeah, that is huge. We basically just hard countered their turn here, kept our Echo safe, and we're getting a time trick here. I'm going to use it, even though I would love to draw that voice, but it's too much value to not use, right? Hey, Riot, buff Echo. Make his time trick not fleeting. That'd be a huge buff, though. I could honestly see my opponent conceding now. I really don't even know what they're doing. 3 mana. Oh my gosh. What a terrible... I mean, like, that's cute. But what a terrible thing to have to do there. That is like... Oh, that is not a good feeling. So the problem with playing voice here is... I won't be able to absolve her, but it's too good not to. Like, I have a full board here. So good. Good luck, opponent. What are you going to do? Mini-morph me? I mean, it'd be annoying, but I'd probably just auto-win if you mini-morph me. I think I actually do win, like... I do what? Like, let's say... I guess if they mini-morph me, they mini-morph voice. But then I'll just... still crack in with everything in Echo. So yeah, I think we won now. GG. Kind of a mean deck to start things out with, but we win. Okay, that's... fine. I'm going to attack in with everything but voice here. I don't want her to die. Before you say, you might hit Chrono Break. I might not hit Chrono Break, too. I guess, maybe they have Quicksand? Yeah, that could actually be it, Quicksand. If they Quicksand, would I Quicksand? Yes. Yeah, I would keep Echo safe if they Quicksand Echo and block with that Charger. Doesn't look like it's a Quicksand. Gonna block the 3-2 opponent? You kind of have to, or at least Echo. You gotta do more than this. There you go. Even if I don't kill him this turn, this is still a great turn for me. We're clearing the board. These plays, these Pokesticks preventing me from getting the time tricks. It's not, I don't know if it's good. It's just annoying. Like, yeah, go ahead. Sure, whatever. You got a Renekton? You gonna try and, like, OTK me with 8 mana or something? Hi, time trick. Great card.
Violence, chaos, and destruction.
Okay. I'm not even going to do anything. Go ahead.
I am their end. No surrender.
Sure. And GG. Yeah, my opponent realized they're not winning. Good game.
That one's for you, son.
Oh, hey, this deck. I actually have not seen this deck in a while. Well, we're never keeping drop borders in hand. Just going to keep the Feral here. I actually have no idea how this matchup turns out. Whirling Death is a little scary, but we can kind of soft counter Whirling Death with our Quicksands. The biggest problem, I think, is Rumble. What are we going to do against Rumble and his spell shields? So yeah, we'll just start with Ancient Prep. Nice hit. I think Absolver's a little bit better than Voice as a win con in this matchup. Cool. One free damage. Oh boy, I love it. I guess they could have like Poro Cannon Grenadier there, but so what if they do that? But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think about this matchup. That's fine. I'm probably gonna trade there. Mystic Shot's nice because of Draven, but so is Scrying Sands.
We know how to prepare.
Cool. No anything. We're just gonna smork here and Scrying Sands probably.
See what I've learned?
Yep, that's an easy Scrying Sands. I doubt they would might this. I don't know. Scrying Sands is kind of our way to pop Spell Shield, though. Where is my... Where is my Echo? I don't like it, but I'm probably going to have to Feral here. We'll see what they do first. I'm just gonna bank this mana, I think. Cool, that's fine. But yeah, I think that our game plan is gonna start with Time Trick first. See what I get. Voices is interesting. And I'll play the voices. And before you say streamer, your voice is inactive. Yeah, but I'm going to Feral here. And find Echo. Don't worry. Guaranteed Echo. Easy Echo. This is probably incorrect too, by the way, but it's high roll. I don't even think it's that much of a high roll. Alright, come on, opponent. You got a nice attack here. You can push in 7. I'll probably chump Draven, but you can push in a decent amount of damage. Yeah, we're going to chump Draven with a 1-3. I'm scared of Decimate, so I want to chump 3 damage. Come on. Any day now. You wondering about the chompers or something? Maybe you want a Spinning Axe now? You don't have Whirling Death mana, so I doubt you would. Even if I draw Echo, though, would I play him? You know what? Hold on, let's see what I hit from the Feral first, and then I'll decide on the blocks. It'd be nice if my opponent didn't rope me, by the way. Seeing Echo means I'm not blocking, because that'll activate my voice. The extra 1-3 pushes in a little more damage now. And now they'll have to decide, with all this mana of theirs, who they're blocking. Do they block Echo, or who they're blocking? Who they're killing. Do they kill Echo, or do they kill my voices? More scary, though, is they probably have Whirling Death. I'd be very, very surprised if they didn't have Whirling Death, or at least get excited. I'm still gonna play them, though. I'm also not gonna play on Whirling Death. I am gonna attack in with Echo. I'm not attacking with Voices, though. I think that would be incorrect, but I am definitely attacking with Echo.
Easy to say with that Z-Drive.
Everything but Voices is getting in there. And get excited. Sag. And also because of that, I don't even have a good attack now. Oh my gosh. I hate that. I hate that I hit a drop border and I don't get it on the board. Yeah. So, like, the 3-3 or the 3-2 will block a drop order. 2-1 would probably block one of these. And I'll push in 7. Bring them to 9. Like, let's assume... I don't know. They could even get a Chomper out. Ugh. Yeah, I'm just going to pass here. I've got a counterspell coming up, too, anyway. So I find that fine. Now, here's what I need. Either... There's a few things I would love to draw here with this time trick I'm probably going to play. Echo or a Chrono Break or maybe another Voices would be good too. But yeah, like Echo and Chrono Break are what I'm looking for here. And then we'll try to go off next turn or this turn, depending on if they do some crazy attacks and stuff. But yeah, this the Rite of Negation I think is going to be mostly for Whirling Death. If I have to write a Decimate, I think I'm going to be losing the game anyway, because that means I have no board probably, or I don't know. This guy really likes to rope me. Yep, that's fine. No need to do anything for that. That's annoying, but fine. Oh boy, that's okay. All right. So how much of my board am I losing here is the real question. Thank you for putting this last. That's actually really nice that they're putting that last. That means they don't have Mystic Shot. Oh. Okay, they're at least going to bluff Mystic Shot, it seems. Yep, they're going to bluff it. I mean, they're also bluffing Whirling Death here with this, but whatever. I guess I'll play around Whirling Death like that, so this still kills it. Everything else.
It's not safe.
This is 6 life, but I'm losing my board. Almost all of my board, but I think this is worth. Nice. That's nice, I think. I think I like this. And we'll just time trick. Hope for Echo. Or Chrono Break. Hold on. I think Echo is the better choice here, though. I'll have 11. No, I'll have 10 mana next turn. This might be a misplay, but I don't think they have Mystic Shot. I feel like if they had Mystic Shot, they would have played it last turn. Bot is whatever. Second bot. There's no way that last card is Get Excited.
Never had luck, never needed it. Easy to say with that Z drive of yours.
Like, that last card is... Okay, it's missing. Why didn't you do this pre-combat, though? What? Okay, okay. Well, I still like this. This is still pretty good for me. And we're just gonna send in everything here. Yo, and I just drew the Chrono Break anyway. Let's go.
This is my time.
It's fine. It's also fine. Oh, what? You're not blocking? Sure. I'm just gonna rally here if that's what your plan is. Wow, really? So it comes down to that last card they drew. Yeah, whatever. Ignitions. The only thing I think that might be able to help them is Whirling Death, but I think I can answer Whirling Death Well, especially if I draw another Chrono Break. Well, okay, I'll super GG now. I know I'm getting no units here, but come on. It's a rally. 3 mana to rally is great. Yeah, whatever, opponent. We're just gonna rally. If that is Whirling Death, then we can actually just Absolver with our Echo. Nothing stops Echo here if I Absolver him. Goes up to 5 health. And that'll be 9 damage. And with only 1 card and a Spinning Axe in hand, they can't do anything. So GG. Good game, opponent. I guess if that last card was like a Grenadier somehow, maybe. Or meh.
All right, where's the after party?
Oh no. Okay. It's a burn deck. Burn's not that bad of a matchup, but Hexite Crystal is huge-ish. Not so much for this, like, this kind of burn, Shurima, Noxus. But Hexite Crystal is still nice. I'm gonna just assume this is burn. Oh god, we drew our drop border. Oh well. Sometimes you draw... Double Cat's not terrible.
Reporting in.
We'll do this in case I hit some drop borders here. Nice. Easy Chronomancer. This is good. This is actually really good. So yeah, this is going to be a weird matchup. It's basically going to be like, can I put enough pressure before they put enough pressure? And how much damage am I taking from units? And I think with that early drop border, I'm not going to take too much. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit. I don't want to skip a turn for predicts. Oh, nice. So this is my second predict. I have a third predict. I should pick up the fourth predict over the voice. So they're gonna get in 2 damage here. That's whatever. Don't you sad me. You're doing fine, opponent. Just fine. Oh wait, are they like already Shenamoding because of the Hexite Crystal? Is that why? I mean, I think it's gonna be bad, and I'll be honest with you, I am not playing that Hexite until I get a good one. Let's do this now. I don't want to get punished by them playing Ziggs. I only have 1 drop border, so I don't really think there's much to do with this cat. Or with this cat into predict. And I will definitely play it now, though. Come on, Echo. Oh, wait. How you doing? And that's my third predict. We've got a fourth predict here. Just going to bank this 2 mana so I can have Echo and Hexite Crystal mana up, or Echo Time Trick mana up. Still a problem there. Very big problem, but I'm not going to do anything about it. I am not playing Echo now. By the way. Absolver's nice. I'm scared they might like Noxian Fervor kill my Echo, which could buy some time for them.
Man, I love this board.
I'm not clearing this, by the way. This is not a good enough Hexite Crystal. I can get a better Hexite Crystal, I think. Scrying Sands is huge. Because I assume they're playing, like, Desert Duel or something here. And it also pops Sivir's Spell Shield.
If it ain't my favorite time-traveling genius, punk buddy.
Well, I'd be weirded out if I wasn't.
Chase what you want without mercy.
So now the question is... No, let's do it like this. Why am I sacking my 1/3s? That's fine. Maybe I should have sacked my 1/3s. I don't know. Yeah, I am not playing Hexite into this. So yeah, we're just going to time trick here and see what I get. Burn is hurting a bit. hurting quite a bit. Do I go for my own burn? Ooh, that's actually kind of nice. I could try to, like, Mystic Shot the Bakai Reaper. I'm going to start with this to make sure I draw well here with my next turn. Second Echo's not the worst here, actually. Neither is a second Absolver. I'm going to take the second Echo. And we're just going to pass here. No need to do anything. So now what?
Real good to see you.
This is what I think I'm doing this play. And if they do anything too annoying, I've got Hexite Crystal, Mystic Shot. I'm trading off the Echo for, well, the health, and because I have a second Echo, and for the free time trick. Like, don't be afraid. I think you should never be afraid to do this kind of play where you just trade off Echo. Because free time trick is huge. Also, we have Chrono Breaks in the deck, so, you know. Wow, those are not good hits. I guess I'll take Feral here. It's not the worst. But yeah, probably gonna just replay Echo. And then Feral. Yeah, that's my game plan. Just replay Echo and Feral.
No one's the wiser.
That's fine. Like, I am never playing this Hexite Crystal. This Hexite Crystal is going to be used to basically... we will do this too, by the way. The Hexite Crystal is basically just here to be used to counter a Noxian Fervor. Both of these are nice, by the way. Kinda liking the voice, but it's a little expensive. How much mana do I have next turn? I'll have 10 mana next turn. 6 mana if I play voice. I need 4 for the Absolver.
I don't think I froze time.
Yeah, let's take voice. Let's try and actually win this game now. So I think I'm going to play Hexite Crystal now. I think this is the board clear I like. If they have Noxian Fervor, I Mystic Shot. Well, there's the Mystic Shot, by the way. Shenamo, GG. GG.
All right, where's the after party?
Okay. So welcome back to the deck. 3 games, 3 wins. I'll say it right away. I probably misplayed in each and every single one of those games, probably even multiple times. Definitely some plays that were at least debatable, maybe not objectively wrong, but at least there are definitely arguments to be had against some of the plays I made. But that just goes to show how complex this deck is, in my opinion. And that's why I find this deck fun to play. I like complex decks. I like decks that have lots of branching decision trees. I don't like decks that are very simple to play, that are just like, okay, play unit, play unit, play unit, play spell, win game, or just play unit, play unit, play unit, rally, maybe play a defensive combat trick. Those are, in my opinion, just boring kind of decks. If you like those decks, no offense against you, but I just find them boring. I like these decks that are like, oh man, I gotta have my like 5 billion IQ going and firing in all cylinders to think about all kinds of turns and all kinds of scenarios and be like, okay, in 3 turns I can do this, in 2 turns this, there's this many cards, there's a 24.7345% chance this happens. However, there's a like 4.89% chance this can happen. Which dice roll do I want to take? If I take that dice roll and this happens, what is that? How good is it? If it doesn't happen, how bad is it? Etc. Etc. Also, kind of upset we didn't run into meta decks. I mean, we did, like, Draven Rumble's kind of meta, but the other decks weren't that meta. But we did pretty good, though. 3 wins. We won against a Akshan Renekton Bandle City Shurima deck. Still not really sure what that deck was. I honestly just feel like it was some kind of janky papercraft deck. Because I can't think of another reason to be in Bandle City for an Akshan Renekton deck than just papercraft. Honestly, feels like kind of a weak deck, just papercrafting a Renekton and hoping that's a win, but I assume that means they're probably playing some protection spells like Quicksands, Rite of Negations, Hourglasses, maybe some Desert Duels and Shapestones. But I feel like, I don't know, maybe Freljord's better than that, but what do I know? I don't play Renekton too much. Game number 2 was against a Draven Rumble player. Kind of surprised I won that. I kind of feel like I should have probably lost that, but we won, so that's nice. Mostly because they probably just didn't draw Whirling Death, and I feel like I got a very good draw in that matchup. And our last matchup was against some kind of like, I don't know, aggressive unit-based deck with Bakai Reapers, a Sivir Darius Ziggs deck. Probably a Decimate deck too. I assume if you're playing Ziggs and Darius and Noxus in general, you're going to be playing some Decimates, so like 3 Decimate, 3 Noxian Fervor, and then they had things, other big units, so, or just units. But yeah, it kind of feels like that deck was like an old deck, like a deck they wanted to play maybe like a year ago, whenever like Shurima aggro overwhelm whatever was popular, back when Merciless Hunter was a 4/3 and Ruin Runner was a 6/4, in other words. Still though, fun games. I definitely do think this deck is very, very real. I will warn you though, very hard to play this deck. I'd say like out of every single person who plays this game, I'd say there are maybe 5 people at most who can play this deck really well. Now, if we include people who can just play the deck competently, there's a lot more people. But to play this perfectly and who are masters of this deck, I'd say there's only like maybe 5 people who are masters at this deck. I'm not one of them. But still, I highly recommend it. I know this kind of deck style, this kind of game plan is a favorite of a lot of people, and I highly recommend it though. Just make sure you do your research, make sure you play the deck properly. Don't be the guy I see every now and again on the ladder who's trying to protect their Zillion and level up a Zillion. That's not how you play this deck. But yeah, I'd love to hear your opinion on this deck. Do you think this deck is a good deck? That's just its win rate's just being dragged down by bad players, or do you think it's just a bad deck that's win rate's being propped up by good players? Or do you think it's a little in the middle and it's just a okay deck that is hard to play? I think it's a good deck. I think it's a solid tier 2 deck that's being dragged down by bad players. But I'd love to hear your opinion down in the comments below. And if you guys just enjoyed the video in general, I'd love it if you could leave a like or a comment down below as well. Always helps me on the channel out. And if you guys want to keep up with the Legends of Runeterra content, you can always go and subscribe to the channel as well. And if you want to watch me play some Legends of Runeterra, you can go and check me out over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Zenaton, where I stream pretty much every single day. Anyway, though, with that all said and done, thank you all again once more for watching this video. And until I see you guys in the next one, bye.